Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram, and today's video is going to be my quarter 1 flip for 2025. Don't mind the band-aid, it's just a little boo-boo I wanted to cover up, and if black ink on my hands because I was playing with black ink earlier, so yeah, I'm excited to walk through the first quarter in the rings. It has been a very creatively fulfilling journey. I feel like I've been really free inside of the rings to do things, and it's been so much easier to like flip the pages and rotate things. So let me just check, let me slide this over, just make sure my framing is good. Yep, we'll be okay. So inside my pockets, I don't think I've ever given a tour, but I have just like these month stickers, which I still need to put on the rest of them because I thought I lost them for a while and I didn't lose them. They were just in here. I have a little card and pockets, or what is this? What's a pocket? It's from Paper Trail Plans. I have a little sticker here. This one I believe was from Sugar Pop Fizz. This is why we can't have nice things. I need Rep TV to come out so I can listen to that album without like having to think about it, because I love Rep TV, or Reputation, favorite album. This is from Hello Petite Paper. This is just a little tarot card. Life is tricky baby, stay in your lane, magic. Just a little palpu fruit in a thing here, another little journaling card, and full reinforcers here. Okay, so let's hop right into January. I want to decorate this, I'm just not sure how yet, but I haven't thought about it. This is my monthly using the remainders of Starlight Paper Studio's Snowfall kits. I just really love the green color for a winter kit. It's just something I didn't do a lot of winter kits last year, and blue and silver seem like the always obvious choice, so it was really nice to see a green kit that kind of lended itself to gold. I want to manifest rose gold for next year, so please make rose gold happen. But that is that. I'm not going to go over the plans here, but I just really love the large scenes that she had. After, I know I gave her some notes for this one because it has a lot of repeating elements, which makes it hard for me because I don't like to use repeating elements here too much in my spreads. So I gave her some feedback. So, I mean, as we can see, the kit format has changed a lot since then. But yeah, monthly was using some leftovers from Starlight Paper Studio. My first kit of the year, which is from December 30th through the 5th of January, was, oh my goodness, I should know what this kit's name is. This is from Saucy Stickers. I just had to pause to think about it. I believe it's also called New Beginnings. Mark the beginning of something great. So I think it's New Beginnings. I just picked this kit because, one, I love Rebecca's formatting. I know she doesn't do weekly kits anymore, but there's something special about a kit that Rebecca designs that I really just fall in love with. I really like the blue with the gold. And I just needed a kit that would have gotten here in time, so that's also another reason why I went with Rebecca's kits. I also paired this with, it's from Blissful Jade Designs. I believe it's Lunar Skies. I know she was from there, and some of these elements, like this torn paper, was from there. Like this one up here, some of these elements. This is two separate shops that use the same kit, or same artwork, in this 1 week. So that is that. And I remember I wanted to have my sidebar before January 1st, but in my head since we had Wednesday off, I was like, oh yeah, no, the first is going to be after Wednesday. I don't know why I was thinking that, but that's how it do. And here's where I started decorating the middle, because, you know, I had ability to decorate the middle of these pages now, but nothing too extensive, just like some deco in between things and all that. So I really love this spread. This is the Panda Design Torn Corners. I just wish shops would be consistent on their gold. I feel like the planner community is on board with light gold rather than regular gold. Has the kind of base gold. So I feel like I wish shops would standardize to a gold, and have most of their gold stuff in that. I mean, regular gold has its time and place. I believe regular gold works the best in the summer, but it's just, like, it doesn't bother me like too much, but when I notice it, and it's just like, it's annoying, but we move on. So that's Saucy Stickers, New Beginnings. The next kit is from Letters to Apollo. This is for the week of January 6th to January 12th. Let me get up to check my framing here. Oh, I've not been doing foil wiggles. Sorry, let me do a foil wiggle here. Okay, foil wiggle. Just because the camera's high up, so I'm like, oh no. Let me check the framing. So this one I remembered struggling a lot. Here's one of the floral boxes. I don't know if there probably was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There probably was another floral box, and I just didn't use it. But having the tilted boxes for this one was really difficult. Just because the scenes are so detailed and intricate, it was just really hard for me to pair boxes. Like, I like to pair like a less busy box with a more busy or more detailed box. I think that's just the payoff that I like to go for. And it was really hard because there were a lot of details in these boxes, so I feel like I should have just stayed in the columns for this kit, just so that the details were not fighting each other. That's just how it feels for me. And also, like, I think Letters to Apollo's kit format is just very limiting for me. There's just not a lot of things that I personally like to use, and a lot of the deco is just really small. So it was just a more difficult, not difficult, it's just a format that I'm just not very good with using, I guess is how I'll say that. It's a beautiful kit. Like, I love all of these full boxes. They're gorgeous. It's kind of just everything else that was hard for me to do. But that's week 2. Week 3 is from the 13th of January to the 19th, and this is Starlight Paperstudio's Snowfall, which we saw in the monthly. I absolutely love Sita Shop. As soon as she sneaked this, I was like, yep, this is going in the lineup. I love the little snowman. I love the little kitty cat. I already talked about how the repeating deco is a problem for me. But like, that's a me problem, not a shop problem. And I really love this giant scene here. She's got great giant scenes, and these big florals are really fun. I just kind of wish I did this month call out a little bit better, but I really love how, like, my boxes are paired. And then this film strips are really fun. Why must someone always drive by? Why? It's like they know I'm filming. But I really love this, and I love the large scenes are so good here. They're so good. And I paired this with the Panda Bird Design, like, garland snowflake combo thing. I don't know, I got it in a like a grab bag, but it was like the perfect time to use this kit. But yeah, this one's really pretty. I love this kit so much. That's why I used it in my monthly. So yes, Starlight Paper Studio. Then for, I think this is the last week. No, there's one more. For the week of January 20th to 26th, the primary kit was Leisure from Saucy Stickers Co. And I did pull in elements from the Live collection from Sadie's Stickers. Anything in which you can tell is washi paper is Sadie Stickers. And if the browns are a little more chocolatey brown rather than like a dark brown, like this piece is from Sadie Stickers and this one is from Saucy Stickers. So just because the kits had similar artwork, I felt like I could mesh the two together. It was a kit, like both of them were actually released in the fall, but I feel like the browns and the message of the weekly kit, which is about, where is it? Do more of what makes your soul happy. I put it here to set the intention of, carving out more time for myself to take care of my own mental health and doing things that make me happy. So even though it's a fall kit, I felt like these colors lended themselves to winter pretty well. And if you notice, there's some orange. I tried to stay away from as many of the orange lead boxes as I could. And I really love this. Is this the first horizontal sidebar in this? Yeah, I believe this is the first horizontal sidebar in this planner. So, yeah. Oh, I've been forgetting to do foil wiggles. I'm so sorry. So here's the foil wiggle for this guy. And this guy. So those were the foil wiggles. Sorry about that. So yeah, I really love this kit too. There's just something about Rebecca's kits, man. Like they speak to me. They just speak to me. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. Okay. So then for the last week, which is the week of the Lunar New Year, from January 27th through February 2nd, this is my like one and only intentional mixed metal spread. It's gold and red. And this is using a decorative kit from starlightpaperstudio called Snake Year. I pulled in elements from Sticker Guru because they had a Lunar New Year collection that was in gold and red. I believe it was for the Year of the Tiger though, so I wasn't able to pull in those elements obviously. And this washi I already had in my collection, so that's, you know, there was no washi at the time with Sita's kits. And then pulling in boxes from Blissful Jade and foil boxes from my collection, and I really had a lot of fun working with these big, so like with a decorative kit, you either have a lot of little, I think the biggest complaint, I guess maybe is how you'll say that, at the time, as deco kits started becoming the more primary focus of shops, was that you have a lot of big moments here. You have this big moment, we have this big moment, we have this big moment, and like these two kind of like medium to big moments. So it's kind of hard to have smaller moments with how big a lot of the deco is. For this one, I just embraced like the big moments and had a lot of fun with it. I really love how, you know, the red and the gold go together. Again, with the, you know, regular gold and light gold, but that is a conversation for a different time. I absolutely love how I have the, hopefully it's catching the camera, the little petals falling, and like when the light catches it, you just see them. And of course it's Lunar New Year. I had to go all out. It's one of my favorite spreads that I've ever done. And I really love how like in your face it is. I really do. It's like one has to embrace that when they work with decorative kits that have a lot of big moments. So that is for the last week. Yeah, the last week in January. Alright, like I said, I still need to put little date thingies and figure out how I'm doing, like, what I'm going to do with these pages. I don't know yet. For my February monthly, I don't know why I went. I think I just went back to do, I think I was like, well, I have leftovers now from the previous year's planning, so why not go ahead and pull them into this planner so I don't necessarily have to use a kit from the month. So this is TaylorMade Creative's Boudoir kits. Lovely rose gold kit. I have a, I did a backpack plan with me on that one. And I love these florals. I wish I had a little bit more deco to play with, but I don't really look at the monthly. I do it, but like, I don't really like go back to it as much as I do like my regular spreads. So yeah, so my monthly was made using all of kit, well, not all of the kit leftovers, because I actually had two of the foil sampler, and I just didn't bother pulling in the second one because I was like, I'll save that for something else. And yeah, I think I was trying to figure out my groove again. I thought I figured out my groove with like my monthlies, but I feel like I lost it again. I don't know. I just don't like it as much as the first one, but like, you're not gonna love every single spread 100%. So that is that for the first week of February in this planner, which is the 3rd to the 9th. This is Imagine from TaylorMade Creative. This was a mystery bundle at first. It was briefly available, and then it's, now no longer in the shop. So this was the first time, this was a couple of firsts. One, this was the first time where I really intentionally built up something to cross the center area. I also used some washi paper with this just text in the back, and then I did a double center sidebar with both of the color washes because I didn't want to have to pick one. So I love, as busy as this is, I feel like this is a really good busy. I feel like I could have probably parsed back a little bit on layering things, just so that it wasn't competing with the text, but we don't learn lessons unless we try things, right? And the other thing I would fix or change about this spread was to flip these washies up at the bottom, or up at the top here, just because they have weird ends to them now, but you learn your lesson. We make a mistake. You wouldn't call them a mistake because they're happy accidents and learning experiences. But yeah, I really love this center sidebar. This, as busy as it is, because I do agree it's very busy looking with all of the text and then all of the layering. This is where I first learned, okay, maybe not all of the ideas, some of the ideas, and then you have to learn to edit and pull back. So and again, I still really love it. I'm like, okay, this is the beginning of where editing eyes need to kick in. Just so it's like you have areas of visual interest and areas where it's not so busy, so the eyes aren't overwhelmed, your senses aren't overwhelmed. Because I look at this and I'm like, it's pretty, but I'm a little overwhelmed. So, and I'm saying that about my own spread, and I love a busy spread. I do. You know me and my busy spreads. So this next one is for the week of February 10th through the 16th with my floating date covers here, our date scripts. This is Miss+meow's Fairytale. This one I knew I wanted to do this moment here, right? This box moment here. And since I knew I was going to do this or something similar to this, I kept my sidebar. Let me just check my framing here. I kept my sidebar relatively simple, relatively. And then as I built this up, I was trying to figure out what to do because I felt like doing tilted boxes wasn't necessarily the right move. But I've spoken about it before. Like, I like if I'm not doing straight in the columns, I like for elements to be crossing in front of or crossing across the columns. So to have, like, I had this element first and then I put these boxes down and I was like, I feel like I need to connect them somehow. So then I pulled in the frames from Regina's journaling kits. These are from Saucy stickers specifically, this one too. And then started connecting all of these, and then since I had this whole bottom area done, I was like, well, I don't need to put any more boxes down. Like, I was done with my boxes. then I came back the next day and I was looking at it, and I think I started working on this side, and then I looked at this side compared to this side with the day by day, and I was like, it's too, this is bottom heavy, this feels a little more balanced. So then I put this layering moment here just to kind of pull it up a little bit, like to pull your eye up. And like, again, I feel like it's still a little busy, but I feel like it's a little less, like, I feel like it's you know, it's a lesson learned. Like, I had this, the movement of the spread was doing this, because even though I have like all of these other boxes in here, I feel like your eye kind of follows the big moments. So your eye is doing this when you look at the spread. So I had to do something to kind of pull it up a little bit. So that was a lesson in balance. I love this. I love this whole thing. Individually, I love this, I love this, and I love this. I just wish I thought about maybe putting this up in here instead of down at the bottom. I feel like that would have fixed it, but I love it. I love the spread. I know I feel like I'm coming into this year with a very much more criticizing eye on my own stuff. But that doesn't mean I don't love what I do. It's just, I'm constantly thinking about things I can improve on, how my spreads can work better. So that's kind of what's going on here. But I love this. It's still really pretty. It's just the flow. The flow was just missing. So that is this guy. Did I do the wiggle for the first one? I'm so sorry. So that's the wiggle for this one. The wiggle for this one. Okay. So that was Valentine's Day week. And then I wanted to finish off February with 2 more foil spreads. And my general philosophy for hollow spreads would be to keep it really, really, really simple. Like, or in my head, that's what my philosophy was. However, I wanted to challenge myself on that one a little bit. I mean, I kept it simple with the sidebar to stack the boxes, so I could use as many of those full boxes as I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I still use 8 of them, even though they're not in every single column. And as much as I love this kit, it was a little bit of a struggle to do, just because there was, like, I didn't want to mess it up, right? I just didn't want to screw it up. So I kept, when I was putting this all together, I kept over-analyzing everything. I do love, I love the let me reset here. I love my little Arctic animals. I love using this Polaroid thing here. I love the Aurora Borealis theme. I just feel like, again, I could have balanced this a little bit better. Which is why you don't usually see me do like a straight shot across, because I like having my elements. I like to move the eye specific ways, so I feel like if this had been up a little bit more, I probably would be more okay with it. But yeah, hollow, this is, oh, I never named what this kit was. This was Sadie Stickers, November 2024 mystery. It's the Aurora Borealis one. You knew I was going to be putting this up in the date cover area. I also had the decorative kit, which is where anything that's in washi, you'll see that. Yeah, but this is really pretty. I love the animals. I love the foil. I feel like this was also a spread where I could have just went simple and it probably would have worked just fine. But yeah, I love this. All of these full boxes are gorgeous. They're just great. They're amazing. I love them all. But yeah, really fun kit. I just feel like I could have executed it better. So if you're I guess what we're hearing here is if I tried like a lot of new things and I'm like, okay, we could fix this, we could fix this, we could fix this. So this is Wintry Night from the Pretty Pinko. This is for the week of, I think I didn't have a 24, but that's okay. 24th of January through the 2nd of no, this is not January, 24th of February to the 2nd of March. I again shifted my sidebar over here to just before the beginning of the month. I also did a version of tilted boxes, more like stacked boxes here, and I really like how those worked. I just feel like it's the sidebar that's throwing me off. It's, again, in my head, it's kind of throwing off the flow of things, but I really like, I still love this. I'm talking like a lot of criticism because I feel like we are our own worst critics. But again, let me talk about the things I do like. I love how this bridge foil goes into this bridge over here, even though like the perspective isn't necessarily correct. I like how that merges together. Again, I like the stacked boxes. I love this little scene over here, and like pulling in the colored text snowflake thingies from the Pretty Pinko was also really good here. And yeah, I just love the fun foils and like this little Happy Meal moment. It's really good. So that, and for this kit specifically, because I think I talked about it in the plan with me, for winter all we have is like snowflakes, and I'm like, yo, can we have other things? So, and I don't have, surprisingly, I didn't have any like snowflake washi or anything like that. So I was like looking through my stuff and I came across the stars and I was like, well, this is Wintry Night, so why don't we play into the night part too? I wish I probably pulled that in a little bit more, but you know, at least I got it in my garland and in my little bottom area here. So that is the last week in February. Oh yeah, I didn't count my weeks correctly, so I have this extra random floating one here. So March is next. For March, I pulled out it's a mishmash of things. The kit itself is from Letters to Apollo. Oh my goodness, what was this called? It was the Daisy kit. Was it called Daisy? I think it might have been called Daisy. This is that kit. The doll is from TaylorMade Creative. You might have seen her before. I used her in my planner last year. The florals are actually from Blissful Jade Designs because I didn't have many of the florals left of... Actually, let me see. I don't think I had any of... Oh, here's one. But the florals weren't even from the Letters to Apollo kit. Those were from the Pretty Pinko. So I didn't have any florals left from last year. I don't know what was going through my mind when I was like, let's just use this. Why not? But, I mean, like I said, I don't really come back to these very much. I just want a place to put some stickers down and just, like, have big moments here. Has, like, a reference rather than something I'm going to, like, really look at. But yeah, this is from Letters to Apollo last year, with a bunch of other things, obviously. Then for the first week in March, from March 3rd to the 9th, this is Sadie Stickers Butterfly. I've spoken on it before. I wish... So the kits, like the weekly kit and the decorative kit, are foiled in champagne gold. Okay? It's fine. However, the foil sampler and any of the foils you buy are in their light gold, I guess. And it's like, can we, if you're gonna foil a kit in a different color, can we have the foil sampler, like, let's just say you give us the same option for the foiled sampler, please? Because it's not, it's starting to get more noticeable, I think, with more of the spreads recently. I don't know, it's just like starting to, like, I'm like, I can see it. It's not that bad, but I'm like, why intentionally foil a kit in a color that's not offered in your shop? I guess that's my question. But moving on from that little tirade here, so this is also another kit where I intentionally did a moment in the center here. This is just less so. This was like 2 pages, and I figured I might as well bridge them together by connecting them with something. I really love the sidebar with the frames here. I knew when I got the kit that I wanted to do something with the frames in the sidebar. And yeah, I love the the orange and purple. It's just very much, purple's my color, butterflies are my thing. This is just a very pretty kit. I kept it simple in the date carver area. And I made sure, like this, I was trying to really push to use like bigger florals, because I did buy the smaller florals, but I pretty much stopped buying those, so I was confused when I picked, like, when I went back to my invoice, I was like, Kat, why did you buy the small florals? You never use them. But yeah, and then I just love the lovely little scenes and all of these, like, frames and all of this. So this is a really pretty kit. I just wish the foils were the same, that's all. Sorry, thank you for listening to my TED talk about foils. So, moving on. We are now moving to March 10th through the 16th. This is the Pretty Pinko's Spring Sereni-tea. This was from the Advent. I knew I wanted to do this down here. I wanted to do something interesting in the sidebar. And again, this is the start. I feel like this is like the start of like these fun moments here being a focal point for me, because these are 2 full boxes and then some deco here, and me realizing that I need to make sure I balance this by having some grounded pieces that are in line with the columns. I had a little bit of a struggle with like the foiled sampler, just because there were like a lot of big decos, and I'm like, floating teacups are kind of a weird thing for me, but like that's fine. That's what Christine said. She was like, just think of it like Alice in Wonderland. And it kind of does give me a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. So that works out in the end. I do want to point out these were from the collab between Letters to Apollo and Paper Trail Plans. The date initial thingies. Like that are like the teacups and stuff. Since those were foiled in silver, and the kit that they were supposed to be used for, which I think is like, what is it? It's like the Tea in the Countryside themed one. I forget, it's called... Do I have it over here? Hold on. I think I might have it over here. What are you called? Steeped in Love. But that kit's in gold, so like I was like, I could just steal this, it'll be fine. Yeah, I really love that. I love this girl. She's so pretty. And then my little fun film strip up here. So that is the 2nd week in March. For the 3rd week in March, which is the 17th through the 23rd, this is Saucy stickers. Gentleness foiled in rose gold. I knew I wanted to keep, look at all these complicated weekly spreads with nothing in line. So I figured might as well do one where we keep the boxes with like very little crosses outside of the column. So that was the intention from the get with this one. For my sidebar, I pulled in the sage green overlay from Dash of Sun. Okay. I was like, what's the name? Dash of Sun. I didn't have the florals for this kit outside of anything that was already in the base kit, because I didn't buy any florals, but I could see why past Cat was thinking that, because I don't really use a lot of florals, like in general. Like if you really look at my spreads, I don't really use that size of floral very often anymore, like this one. So I had the floral set from Blissful Jade Designs. Like the florals are similar in mood, so I figured I would have been able to just pull them in. I also brought in like these butterfly halves that I got in a D-stash somewhere, or a grab bag, I don't remember. And yeah, it was very refreshing to do a very simple spread while trying to still bring my kind of style of, I would guess my style is very layering heavy. It's deco with foil to accent, I guess. It's less white space, we'll call it no white space, but less white space. So it was very interesting to pull in, or to bring that kind of style and kind of rein it in and limit it to the columns. Whoa, the light just really changed. But yeah, so this is Saucy Stickers, Gentleness, and I think this will be the last spread for the month, which is Starlight Paper Studio's Wildflower, which is based off of the RM song Wildflower. If you don't already know, I love Starlight Paper Studio, like every single kit I just fall in love with. I am a casual listener of BTS, so I did hear of Wildflower probably once or twice before, and I talked about it in the video, so let me not rehash it, but I knew when I saw this art that I wanted to do specifically this scene right here, and if I was going to do like a triple box situation, I figured I might as well just stay in the center row and have like big scenes bookmarking them. And then if I was doing this, I was going to have to keep it simple. I did think about like possibly shifting this down, but I don't really like having like things in the bottom. So that was my thought process for how like this base came together. I also brought in the fireworks amongst the large florals. I just love these colored clouds. They're just great, and like I love Starlight Paper's style, just the story that she tells in her kits. It's just so like apparent, and I talked about it when I did this plan with me. Like there's a very melancholic feeling to this collection, but it's not like sad, it's just contemplative, and like that really struck me, and it's sunset. I didn't say it now, but I've been talking about it. Sunset colors, they're one of my weaknesses. This is one of my absolute favorite color palettes. So that is going to be the last spread in this quarter 1 flip. Okay, so now on to monthly and then quarterly favorites. Okay, so I think for January, I'm going to have to give it, this one's good too. I am going to give it to this one, cause it's Snake Year. I'm going to give it to Snake Year because I feel like, I don't know if it unlocked a new thing for me, but I just really love this art. I really love these big flashy moments, and I love the challenge that I had with it, and like it forced me to go into my stash and look for things, so and like it unlocked a different creativity for me, I think, and I just love how this looks. Like I really do. It's one of my favorites. Top spread, and you know, I feel like a mixed metal spread is always it's really fun when you could do one. And I know like the clip art girls, they're doing it all the time, but that's like just not my world. So for January, I'm going to give it to Snake Year from Starlight Paper. In February, I feel like February I'm going to give to Fairytale from miss+meow. I feel like this is a very standout moment. I need to do something like this again. And I feel like this is where my love of these frames is starting to like really blossom, and like this composition thing here, I think this started translating into these center areas after this, because basically if you really watch what I do here is basically what I did up here. But I also really like coming back and looking at this spread. I like the variety of colors. I like the florals, and like how the scenes are working. And again, like even though I think the flow of like the page could be better, I still like how it looks overall. And you know, we love a good miss+meow kit, right? Of course, miss+meow always hits. It's never a miss with miss+meow. And then for March. I already gave one to Starlight Paper. This is a runner-up. I already gave one to Starlight Paper, but I really love this one too. I think I'm gonna have to give it. Ooh, it's between these two for number one. I think I'm gonna give it to Gentleness from Saucy stickers. I think there's just something very refreshing to coming to a spread that looks like this, and like it's green, which is very perfect for spring. I think it's very refreshing to come to after all of those crazy spreads, and it still holds, or I think I still have my little touch in small moments, like, you know, here's some layer here. And I really just love this. I love this kit. I love it's muted colors, but I feel like the rose gold like makes it special. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Saucy stickers here for March. And then for the quarter, I'm gonna say it's going to be Snakier, just because this is a special kit and I just really love it. I really do. It's special. That's all. I think it's one that has kind of, this was the one that started the trajectory of these like layering moments, layering scenes. And I just really like how it looks. I like the day cover area. I love all of it. I love all of it. So I'm not sure why I'm trying to explain why I like the things I do, but I do. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a little like. Leave a comment with any of your thoughts below. Do you disagree with my top choices? If yes, then what would your top choices be? What's your favorite spread and why is it snakier? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And I would be so happy if you join my little channel by subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!